former NFL quarterback Danny Kanell. His thoughts on Browns rookie running back Dylan Sampson.
Dylan Sampson is a stud. That was a steal in the fourth round. We've seen many backs launch into stardom that were, third and fourth round picks. Dylan Sampson could be that guy. At Tennessee, led the SEC in rushing yards and touchdowns. Keep an eye on his name throughout the season.
Fred, it's kind of interesting. Sampson's a young guy. He's not even 21 yet, so younger guy. Who do you think assumes the lead back role? And I'm assuming, let's assume for the sake of conversation, that Quinshon Judkins gets some form of a suspension. Who's the lead back? That's a huge. They got to answer that question.
I think Jerome Ford will get the first crack. He's held the job the last 2 years. That's kind of how they've done in practice. It would have been interesting if Judkins would have been here, if he would have immediately become the starter, because that's what it was looking like to me in the spring practices. When you take a guy, a running back, 36th overall, especially, the way Andrew Berry values running backs is not, really usually going up and using a big asset on him. I think that Ford would get the first nod and Sampson would be the third down, change of pace back. And I think that there's a very good chance if he can be productive that he could work his way into being the starter. But I think it would probably be more of a committee. If you remember Nick Chubb's heyday here, we were all calling for him getting the ball more, and he still only would get 15, 18 carries at the most. They still use the other backs, Hunt or Ford or whoever. But I do think the Judkins thing is a big blow to their plans. They never would say it or admit it, but I mean, when you take a guy 36th overall and you let Nick Chubb walk, you're saying we're overhauling the running back with the wide zone scheme. We're going back to running the ball and setting up the play action and getting back to their roots with the offensive line that they have. You draft Judkins to be that guy, and then he's not even here. He's pretty much missed is going to miss the whole training camp, and you don't know beyond. I've heard something that maybe within a week there'll be some movement on it, but I don't know. The NFL gets involved. He could miss the first 6 games, and those are probably the biggest stretch of the season to start that you needed him, because those tough games that you wanted to run the ball, play defense, shorten the game, that sidelined you. But Dylan Sampson was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year last year. I think he led the SEC in rushes, had like 258. So he can be the bell cow. He also led it in rushing. I think he had 1,461 yards, and he led in touchdowns with 22. SEC's a pretty good conference, and I know he's not big, 5'8", 200. I remember he was injured against the Buckeyes. He had a hamstring injury, and they kept showing him on the sideline. But, oh yeah, I think he could be a real steal in the fourth round. And I think he's motivated knowing that he was taken behind Judkins. This gives him a chance to show that maybe he could be the lead back.